Welcome to TBS. Today we're going to ask about Zachary Bernhardt. He disappeared in 2000 at the age of 8 years old. And his mom was blamed, but I don't think that she's guilty. And I'm going to see what the cards say about his life, about where he is now. Of course, everyone believes something about anything they hear, but this is one of the ones where I feel very personally about it because I believe that the mom has been unjustly crucified in the media. And I believe it's because she has bipolar disorder and doesn't act how people would think a mother should act. So I have the Vampirella deck because it's kind of like a childhood whimsy type thing, and same with the fairies. I know that he's passed on already, but I was hoping we could get some information about him and also about his mom Leah, so that maybe some things could be known. Obviously, going into this, I'm going to be biased because I already believe that he's dead and I already believe that she's innocent. But let's try anyway because I really care about these people, even though I don't know them. Okay, so I'm not going to ask about them separately as I usually do. I might in the end, but this is going to be them in general. I'm going to see what's happening here. So we have Temperance, and we see the blood coming out. So it's talking about it is really hard for Leah to be balanced about anything. And it's like getting blood from a stone every time she has to do it because she's mentally ill. This is saying that where she's at in her life now is very good because she took herself out of a situation that was bad. I'm assuming this is talking about when she left the media spotlight and she moved to a place that no one knows where she is and changed her name because she got married. So and her mom and sister took up the crusade for her to find out what happened to Zachary. So at least she's happier now, and this probably means she's medicated, which is good. Down here it says, have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and plan your next steps. A prudent investment of time or money. So she was trying really hard to invest in him, and now that he's gone, she tried to invest in herself because she knew that she was not going to be able to do very well being so sad without her son that she loves so much. Okay, this is talking about death. This is generosity, and this is regret. Trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others. Don't focus on that which frightens or worries you. So she's getting wings now and becoming a more regular adult, happier adult. And she is generous with her feelings, and other people have been generous to her to help her. And she had to die to her old self. Zachary's passing was a catalyst for her to release the bad things in her life, such as drug or alcohol addiction. So here it says, review the past and the present so you can plan a bright new future. Understand your life purpose, releasing judgments of yourself and others. So the hardest thing for someone with bipolar to do is to stop judging themselves. Same with any other person with any mental illness. Because no one can see the brain chemistry malfunctioning, just the actions are judged of a mentally ill person. And so, being that that's unfair, they have to fight against that and fight against their illness. So they feel like they don't have anyone around to help them. But here she's been able to reach a higher purpose, even though Zachy's gone, and because of it, in a way. So, and her husband right now, she has, he's had some problems in the past too, but he's definitely a stalwart guy. He doesn't talk very much. He's stoic, but he loves her and takes care of her. Opposing goals arising from differing opinions. Feeling at odds with yourself or others. So she's had to put her ambitions down a bit to be able to function. She believes in herself, and the man she has now, she can trust him, and she's able to manage her resources wisely. She actually has a nest egg now, and she never did before. Okay, so this is saying the journey. She went on the journey, and now she's on her way because of this. This also, because we had death and Six of Swords, it's also saying that yes, that Zachy is gone. He's not here in this world anymore. Let's see what's under here. Okay. So this is saying she has a new family now and is protected, and they have their own special space. If she was to go into the spotlight again, and the reason why she left it really, is she would become more mentally ill. And she would say things that don't make sense, like she did in the beginning when she first started being interrogated. So it's better that she hides with her person protecting her. This is saying that she has good things to come, the Three of Wands, and that justice will prevail for her. And we're going to see if that means that people are going to find out what happened to Zachy, or if this is saying just justice for her alone. It also can mean justice after death for her as well, but let's see about Zachy. Hope you can see these. They're a bit dark. So, right, this whole thing is saying why he left the apartment. What happened was she had a night off on a Friday, and they had a special slumber party type thing, like hangout thing. But she went to go swimming, and when she came back, he was gone. What happened was he wanted to go out of his house to find her because he woke up while she was gone, and he was scared. He also was just curious, so he wanted to check on her. Because he knew something was different about his mom, he always kind of felt like he had to be the man of the family. That he pretty much had all girl cousins, all aunts, and then his grandma and his mom, and just friends at school that were males. So he was very in tune to what ladies wanted, and he didn't really know a lot about adult men, really. Only maybe some negative things. Yeah, so he wanted to go out and see what she was doing. Okay, this is talking about there's a pedophile man who is coming out of the shadows. He's coming out to look for someone he can collect. And he wants a boy. He wants a blonde, blue-eyed boy that is a certain look. And he found it when he saw Zach walking around by himself in the night. And I don't know if this man was always lived around there. He lived around there, but I don't know if he was trying to, if he had found out about Zach and was focusing on him, or if it just happened to be going by. I think it was kind of both, but let's see. So, yeah, Zachy tried to fight him, but what happened was the man asked for directions, and he came up to the man in the car, and he told him, but of course the man got him then. The man lied to him and was very attracted to him because of how charismatic he was. Already in his mind, this man knew that he was going to kill him. He was going to abduct him, sexually assault him, and kill him. He spoke nicely to Zach. And because he was so... Zach didn't really know how to act around him or what he should do, because this guy was acting pretty cordial and pretty nice, even though he had abducted him. And he didn't know if he should believe what he's saying or not, like, oh, we're going to go get cigarettes and have fun, stuff like that. He didn't really know what the truth was coming from this man. And he had hope that he was going to get out of this. But he also was kind of... He felt like he was in danger, and so he felt slightly exhilarated and on edge. And he knew that he had to try to get away. Okay, Chance wasn't with him that night, because when he tried to get away from him, like jump out of the car to stoplight or whatever, the man used his words to get him back in. This guy was pretty smart, and he would promise, like, I'm going to take you back to your mom, or things like that. He would ask him questions. He wanted to know he wanted to know certain things about Zach so that he could be sexually aroused before they got to his house, or wherever they were going to, where he was going to attack him. Usually people assume that pedophiles are poor. I do too, but this is saying that he actually had a nice place to go to. That he had built it on his own. He actually had a good job. And that he had to keep the secret because he actually had some standing in the community. Unexpected. Okay, the more that this man talked to Zach, the more he felt like they were meant to be, that it was meant to be that he kill him. So more and more Zach started getting scared, and when they got to the house, he gave him drugs and a drink so that he would fall asleep, and he did. Usually this means the person finds truth, like Zachy would find truth and know what was going on. But actually this is talking about the man found his true, pure thing that he always wanted when he attacked Zachy. and that he could do whatever he wanted with him, and it was his fantasy from the time he was very small. He was celebrating, and this was pretty much the best part of his life. He felt like he knew everything in that moment and that he was the best person in the world that he caught Zach. He knows that it's wrong, but he's still going to do it anyway, and he had been working towards this day. We need these now. I need to know more about Zach. This is saying as soon as he died, he went to be with his family who was waiting for him. There was lots of family waiting for him, all on his mom's side. He would meet 2 people from his dad's side. He felt really calm about going, and he was ready to go and be with God. He wasn't really that scared, but he also was drugged, so that helped. He was fighting him off, but I'm so glad to say that he was given very special drugs to make him feel, not to even be cognizant really of what's going on and not to be aware, but to feel like he was in a very happy, warm state. Okay, so this guy told the truth to someone of what he did. He revealed to this person that he was evil and in league with pedophiles, and this person told the police. This is crazy. So it says here that this man was caught because of his obsession with being a pedophile and his celebration with someone else or something. Then he was found out and told on by this other man who pretended like he was really proud of that guy and wanted to learn from him. I'm getting a bit lost here because this is saying that someone is going to help him and give him money to get out. And it comes from a mother perhaps and a brother. Maybe this man, this pedophile, didn't get his money from his own hard work, but that's what the card said. This is saying that money and help came from relatives of his. I don't know the answer. I don't know which is which, or if I'm just getting it confused somehow. Okay. So because of the love of his mom and all this money they had saved, he was able to get out of jail on bail or bond or something like that. The police and others came after him again and fought, but the mom came again and got money to get him to safety. Okay, yes, so they got him They got him out of that area, maybe even out of the country. This is pretty confusing here. 9 of Wands. Okay, this is just talking about his mom again. Wherever he went, apparently, his deeds caught up with him, and he was severely punished to the point of death because he's a pedophile. Maybe he went to an island where certain people found out who he really was. He had to pretend to be a different kind of person to survive, and he is now a priest or a pastor. He's obviously the same person. Okay, so his mom reached him and gave him a bit of money to start down there. And he now has a boy toy that is his person that helps him out and takes care of him. However, this family got set up and had connections, they really did know how to protect their own. And because this man lives in a different country, I'm pretty sure now, different place, the police are not going to be looking for him anywhere. They aren't going to be able to find him unless something really big happens and he is prosecuted down there. The mom and the son, the other son, they're still up there, but they communicate all the time. And in the end, he will go down for what he's done. There's no way that where he starts is where he'll end, in other words, with the Fool. So in his journey, he started out being a child who became a teenager who wanted to hurt other children. And as an adult, he did. And I can't see how many times he's hurt other kids. I know he didn't. It wasn't. All I know is that Zach, to him, was the ultimate. And that everything he did is etched in his mind and he thinks about it a lot as his very special coup. Okay, so let's have one card for Zachy. One card. Okay, so this is saying that if Zachy would have grown up, he would have become a very charismatic man who had a lot going for him. And this is saying that Leah has moved on and that she knows where he is and it's okay with her to just move on. And he said, yes, Mom, go ahead. I don't know the name of the person. But he could be dead already. Yeah, I mean, I guess someone is soon or has recently did away with him and made him pay for what he's done in a way that would lead to death. I don't really understand how pedophiles work, obviously, but the way that he found Zachary and the way that he wanted him is very typical. He was a very smart man, actually. Most people who do crimes are unintelligent, and that maybe that's because most people in the world are unintelligent. I don't know, but the thing about it is, this man, even if he'd been caught, the police would have believed what he told them, that it wasn't true that he had done something, because he was very well spoken and he seems to have long hair. It seems to be wavy hair. Thin or thick, I don't know. But at least we know that Leah's okay and she's doing okay and that she didn't do this. And at least we know that Zachary is safe where he is. And even though he didn't get to live here, he is living there and helping others anyway. So I wish it could have been different, and so does everyone in his family, obviously. But I think at this point too, Carol, his Grammy, and BJ, his aunt, they do understand and know that a pedophile got him and he is in heaven. I hope they know that he didn't suffer in his own mind. His body suffered, but he was killed before his mind came back up to the surface again from the drugs. So as far as where his body is, all I can say is that the man kept him for a while and then disposed of him about 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. Maybe he had him in some kind of airtight box or a fridge or freezer or something, but practically all he would have to do is put him in the swamp and the body would become food for alligators and no one would ever find him again. And if you live in Florida, getting rid of a body is easier than other places because of the gators. So it just makes sense that he would have done that. Unfortunately, because Leah has bipolar, definitely it was hard to get the police to take seriously the pedophile angle, and they didn't follow up on it fast enough to have a chance of catching this man. To be fair, it was probably hard for them to understand that she might be mentally ill and not lying. But I hope that they start giving police more psychological evaluations and also more psychological training, because that's pretty much the key to any kind of interrogation or questioning. And as far as I know, North American police do not have any kind of training in psychological diagnosis or being able to tell if someone has a learning disability by talking to them and stuff. Yes, some of them can get really good at it if they practice it, but all of them need to know. All of them need to be able to, when they meet someone out in the field, out in the street, that in a few minutes at least they can tell what's going on with this person. That no, they're not drunk. They're actually mentally ill. And so then people won't get hurt. People won't get, they won't feel like it's okay to hurt other people as much in light of what's going on right now. So, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this one. I care a lot about this one. I know it's like an old case and no one is following it probably that much, but I really hope that her family sees this and understands that he's okay, and that yes, it's true, he was a very special boy, and this man saw that and he wanted that, and that's why he took him. He saw that he was very beautiful. He saw that he was very smart and charismatic, and an athletic kid too. He saw that he was well versed with ladies, and this man could see that by talking to him. He was very excited to find him. And back then, you wouldn't have probably knew to tell Zach not to talk to men in that way. So to give directions or anything. It was so late at night, no one was ever going to be able to help him. I wish that Leah would have been able to not go out that night and manically walk around, but there's nothing to be done about it now. And I'm glad that she's not looking back, because if she did, she would become more sick. And I really hope her family can forgive the actions and somehow be okay with her and everyone be together again. I'll talk to you guys next time.